I'm going to go ahead and answer this one question because so many people are confused, and it has to do with my wife's last 28 days. She was in ICU. She fell down a flight of stairs. She was in her seventh rehabilitation facility for alcohol use disorder. Unfortunately, she was underneath their care. I had dropped her off on a Saturday afternoon, and apparently the following Sunday morning, she fell down a flight of stairs. Why she was unsupervised at the top of the stairs, we will never know. Unfortunately, she also, to add further to the story, she had both her knees replaced in the previous couple years. Her last operation was 4 months before this particular occasion. She was kind of wobbly anyways. The other part of it is I strongly believe now, looking at and back at it, that I believe she had Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, which is a form of wet brain and dementia brought on by alcoholism and a lack of nutritional activities going on in her food supply. In other words, she was having difficulty talking and walking. Prior to this, she had fallen downstairs at our house more than once when I wasn't there, because I saw the aftermath of it, of holes in the wall from falling down, and I could tell that these type of things have happened. More of that will come out in the book, but unfortunately, she fell down the flight of stairs. The rehab facility took her to UCLA. They didn't even tell me for a couple of days. When they did call me, I didn't really understand. It didn't seem like it was a huge issue at the time. A lot of people wonder why I didn't rush to the hospital. Well, let's continue with that. And for those who have never been in this particular situation, I did not rush to the hospital. In fact, I didn't go to the hospital for a couple of weeks. In my mind, I was really kind of done. I didn't want to any part of this drama that never stopped. Amanda had been in so many hospitals and emergency rooms the last 4 or 5 years that it was just commonplace. People don't understand. Family members will get to the point where they simply can't do it anymore. She was in UCLA, which is also over 100 miles and probably a good 2-hour drive to get there. It just wasn't something that was my priority. My son was away in college. He certainly didn't need to come down either. Very difficult for understand if you've never been in this situation. Unfortunately, the fall is not what killed her. What killed her was her years of alcohol use. It broke down all her organs. She ultimately, her heart was affected by it because she died from low blood pressure and toxic shock, to be specific, but she had a plethora of problems. Obviously cirrhosis of the liver, it had affected her pancreas, her intestinal tract, and obviously her brain. It was a very unfortunate incident. I think the fall at the rehab facility ultimately became the catalyst of something that was inevitable anyways. It just speeded up the process. It was very unfortunate for everybody involved, certainly Amanda. And, again, it was a tragedy. If that further clarifies what happens, I hope it helps. Again, on that note, my advocacy is really is prevention, is to get people help long before they get to the point where my wife was before Amanda was, because it's not a life anybody wants to go down, and I use these stories as a deterrent, as an educational process. These happened, well over 4 years ago, almost 4.5 years ago at this point, and obviously my son and I have well moved on since then. But I want to find purpose when there was, at the time of her death, it didn't seem like there was purpose. And I've tried to create purpose by helping other people tell the story of her life. And I hope that makes sense. And again, if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, I'd like to have families who have an alcoholic in their family. It's important to mesh the two together to create a positive structure and a roadmap to sobriety. And again, please like, share, and comment. We also have a Facebook group called Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. And again, thanks for listening.